right now, and we are jumping on my personal page in like 3, 2, 1. All right. Hi, guys. We are live. Hashtag Boca is live. But I'm not live down in the Florida Keys. I have a very good friend of mine down in the Florida Keys. I have Alina Davis, who is here with me, and we're going to wait for people to jump on so that we can talk a little bit about what is happening in the beautiful Florida Keys. Check out that view behind Alina. She's my realtor friend down there with Coldwell Banker. Look at that view. How fantastic is that? I mean, this is like a picture perfect day. In Islamorada, we're coming live from Whale Harbor. And so Alina and I started talking, guys, when, obviously post Hurricane Irma. And I did a little video about the Keys because I do have a property in Key Largo and I love it down there. And I've been going there since I was about 27 with my husband. And we started talking about stuff. So I said to Alina, I go, Alina, what is open? There's confusion. People don't know what's open or what's closed. They think all of the Keys is not open for business. We know different. We know, obviously, there was substantial damage from Hurricane Irma in certain parts of the Keys. But we also know that the Keys is open for business, right, Alina?
Absolutely open for business, especially the upper Keys. Key Largo and Islamorada we were really, really lucky and did not suffer the damages that Marathon and the lower Keys did. Key West is also pretty much 100% open for business.
That's what I have heard from a lot of people, and I have friends that have been to Key West, and they seem to be tracking pretty well anyways. I was down in Key Largo probably about a month after the storm, and yes, there was damage, but a lot of the restaurants were open. My favorites were open that I go to because that's my stomping ground, although I do come down to Islamorada, but my place is in Key Largo, so like Bayside Grill was open, and Snappers, I was like, kudos to Snappers on what they were doing in Janine there. And this is how Alina and I started talking about, like, well, what's open? How can we get the message out that it's time for people to visit the Keys, and there's so much going on that we thought we would jump on as a little follow-up and do a show.
And Snappers is really funny because they did take extensive damage, but they're back with a food truck, you know, the good food that you remember, even though it's on paper plates and plastic.
It's still good, and a kick-ass Bloody Mary bar.
Exactly.
I was like, I'm so happy, the Bloody Mary bar, the view, and football. That's when I was there, and it was fantastic. You know, I mean, you were dealt a crappy blow, and the Keys is so strong, and we want to just talk about, you know, what's open. So we thought we would like do a little list of things. And by the way, we're going to have Captain Skip Bradeen on here in a little bit. His boat, I think, is coming in from fishing today, so we'll find out what he's on today.
He's right at the entrance to the channel now.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know if you can see him or not.
I can, yeah, a little bit. I mean, the view's blinding, it's so pretty, right?
I know.
I know, right? So I thought what we could do is let's start with accommodations, hotels, motels, Holiday Inn. What is open? Because obviously we know people are like under the impression there's no place to stay.
Well, in Key Largo, pretty much everything is open except for the Hilton, which is on the bay side. They had a lot of landscaping damage, and they were remodeling at the time of the hurricane. So they just went ahead and shut down, and they're doing the total remodel. But as far as then, as we move down into Plantation Key, Upper Matacumby, and Lower Matacumby, the Moorings Village and Resort, they officially opened on January the 15th, and they have all the cottages open except for 4 cottages, and they have a brand new, beautiful pool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Cay, which is also on Upper Matacumbe. Most of those rooms are open.
Okay, cool.
Calusa Cove Resort and Marina, and of course that's on Lower Matacumbe. They are more limited. They have 18 rooms open. And the Chesapeake Beach Resort, which is right here just south of Whale Harbor, right next door, they have been purchased. So the new owners are doing a brand new fabulous facelift, but they are partially open and they have 20 rooms available. Now,
and that's fantastic. I want to tell you something. When I had my daughter, my oldest daughter, Kylie, we stayed at the Chesapeake when it was brand new, and then we went across to Holiday Isle and saw Tiny Tim on Mother's Day weekend.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. Joe Roth always had Tiny Tim for Mother's Day weekend. He was so funny.
She got up and danced, and we also potty trained her that weekend. So there you go.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah. In February, Pelican Cove Resort is going to be open, and that'll add 63 rooms, and that's just north of the old Holiday Isle property on the ocean front. And in February, just as a little aside, my neighbor, Skip Bradeen's neighbor as well, because we all live in the same neighborhood, Ross Early, with his charter boat, Early Bird, is going to be coming back. They're at Sailfish Marina right now in Palm Beach. And because they were at Holiday Isle or Postcard Inn, and that's shut down. So they went north for sailfishing, and then they have a new spot at Bud and Mary's starting in February. So Ross and Early Bird will be back. And then in March, we have a few reopenings. The Caribbean Resort, which you all know is a fabulous wedding destination, that will be back open in March. And the biggest one is Chica Lodge.
I'm so excited about Chica.
In March. La Siesta is also scheduled to reopen in March, and the Ocean Point Suites in Key Largo. They had quite a bit of landscaping damage at Ocean Point, so they are going to reopen in March. Let's see. The only ones that are really closed for right now until further notice are Hawks Cay Resort on Duck Key, the Ocean House in Key Largo, and the Harbor Lights Motel. That's on Upper Matacumbe. And they were also purchased, so their new owner is doing an entire facelift. The place is gutted, and it's going to be fabulous when it comes back on. Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of accommodations in the Keys.
Yep.
And we love that. And so, anybody who's thinking of coming down can contact the hotel and motels and properties directly, correct?
Absolutely. And you can also go on the Chamber of Commerce website. If you are looking for, you don't know the area and you want to come down, go on the Chamber of Commerce website. They will call them and they will tell you the latest information. If you have a favorite place to stay, absolutely call them directly because they're still answering the phone even though they're remodeling.
That's amazing. I mean, I'm just so happy to hear so many of these properties are up and running and getting some facelifts that they probably were going to do anyway, regardless of what happened. And, knowing the Keys the way you know the Keys, I know it, but not as intimately in the sense that you're there, you're on the ground, and you really have a good sense of the timelines and the activities and what's going on. And one of the things that I'm curious about is are the musicians coming back?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, tonight is Third Thursday Art Walk in Islamorada. And so Micah Gardner, I don't know if any of your viewers have followed him, but he used to play down here, lived in Islamorada with his family, and they moved to Asheville 2 years ago. Well, Micah is playing tonight. at the Florida
Cool.
Keys Brewing Company in the garden, right
Okay.
on Murata Way, which is where the art walk is, from 6
Yeah.
until 9 o'clock.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because that's the one thing that we love was the live music and supporting the musicians and the artists
Yeah,
all throughout
well,
the Keys.
I mean, yeah, and obviously the OV is open. Everything that Ziggy's is open.
Okay.
Lorelei is open, and they go.
Cool.
You know how active they are with bands and
Yeah.
musicians at
Yeah,
Lorelei. So all
exactly.
of those venues are all open. Even oh gosh, Robbie's in
Yes.
Islamorada, where you feed the tarpon, that's
Love
completely
it.
open. All of those artists are there,
Oh,
and they are back
good.
in business. Yeah, he had those docks rebuilt in less than a week.
That's amazing. And one of the video that I did has some clips from when we were at Robbie's. And with my dollars probably flew away.
The inside wasn't damaged. It was just the water.
Oh, okay, so the dollar is there. I'm so happy.
Yeah, your dollar is still there, I'm sure.
It's safe. It's safe.
And if you had a dollar at the No Name Pub on Big Pine Key, it's probably still there too.
I did not. I know. I get down to like Alina and I, and then I'm like, okay. But we want to encourage people to, go to Marathon and to these accommodations and restaurants that are open to tourists, and that we also want to gently remind people that people are rebuilding, and they must be sensitive to that when they're going through these areas as well. To support, but be sensitive.
Yeah, the best thing that everybody can do to come out and support the people in the Florida Keys is to come on down. Come on down.
I love it.
Charter the charter boats, offshore,
Yeah.
backcountry. They're all here. They all want your business. The restaurants want your business. We're all going to be very, very happy to see you. Oh,
so
and
the
here
other
comes
thing,
Blue Tip 2 coming in.
Yay! Oh, cool. Check it out, guys. I mean, the fishing down there is amazing. By the way, my husband's captain. My first date with Andy was going fishing down in Key Largo Marathon or Tavernier. But this is like a fishing mecca, and we can talk a little bit about that with Captain Skip in regard to how that was disrupted, but what's happening now with it. And one of the things I want to also talk to you about is there's some event calendars that also have like all of these different events. And what I did is I grabbed one from one of the websites and linked it on boca.com, which is SOOO3Os, boca.com, under the calendar section. So if people want to go there, they can click on there and see a lot of these events and activities, because everything's moving along and stores are open and they need people to come down and support the Florida Keys right now.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
And just in this next couple of weeks, there are so many activities
I see
that are on the books, like, today from 3 to 7, Sage on the Water Tour is going to be at Florida Keys Outfitters. And that's all things fly fishing. They're raffling off a brand new rod, reel, and fly line combo. It's lots of great stuff, lots of great food, fun, and you're helping out the local economy.
Are there any fundraisers set up, or is that somewhat done now?
No, there are fundraisers for different charities, and Caldwell Banker Schmidt, my real estate company here in Islamorada, here in the Keys, because we have 5 offices throughout. They have teamed up with the Ocean Reef Charitable Foundation, and Ocean Reef has pledged $1 million for our charitable foundation to give out to those who need a helping hand. And as we say, it's not a handout, it's a hand up. This is for someone who is impacted, say, their air condition went out as a result of Hurricane Wilma.
Right.
Get their air condition, get them a new air condition, get it fixed, whatever they
Okay.
need. Somebody whose car was flooded during Hurricane Wilma, help them with
Irma.
a new down. Irma, thank you.
It's okay.
Help them with the down payment for a new car, because
Right.
money is
Okay,
tight
good.
because so many businesses were impacted. So, it kind of trickles down the way. So
Right,
there
exactly.
are, the next fundraiser is going to be, sorry, am I in your way? I didn't want to be in your way. No, no problem at all.
See, they're rebuilding so quickly. I mean, you just can't keep up with that. All these
Exactly.
workers
See,
are,
we're rebuilding.
I mean, they're
Right
rebuilding.
here
I
and
mean, it's
improving.
fantastic.
Yep.
Change that would be better.
Yeah. So the next fundraiser is going to be this weekend, and that is the golf tournament. Can you hold this?
Okay.
You can hang on to that. Perfect. Ari's
There we
holding on
go.
to
Perfect.
that. There we
Much
go.
better. There we
Much
go.
better. This weekend is the Conch Scramble in Islamorada, and it's a
Cool.
in the water golf tournament. It takes place on the water. You have floating greens and golf balls and biodegradable golf balls that turn into fish food. So
nice.
This year, the benefits are the Coral Shores High School Football Booster Club, Coral Shores boys soccer teams, the baseball teams, and the Treasure Village Montessori School. So, that's all. It's great fun, believe me. And it seems like it's every year. I mean, every week there's a new fundraiser, something else going on in the Islamorada, the Upper Keys area to benefit the local businesses or, some local that's in need.
And then one of the things I wanted to talk about, because we're both in real estate, is how was the real estate market impacted, by the storm? I mean, obviously we know there was an impact. We had a little bit of a slowdown here in Boca, but only due to really, it was so minimal. I'm curious what your thoughts are and what's going on.
We have not had too hard of an impact here in the Upper Keys. In the Lower Keys, there is, of course, more of an impact, Marathon in the Lower Keys. But here, we are looking good, and it's very strong. We are down 5% in the number of listings.
Okay.
And we had obviously a slow month in September and October because even with businesses back up, the internet wasn't up. So we couldn't get closings done.
Right.
So a lot of that fed down into November, December, rather than happening in September and October.
Got it.
Then people started coming back to buy in about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And we have 4 showings tomorrow. Our Saturday is full. So it's very, very good. It's strong. We don't see a dip in prices at all because our listings are down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the prices are actually going up because of that. And
hang on one second. Ari, do you want to hang on one second? Ari, do you want to go get Skip and tell him where we are?
Her live video ended.
Oh, your live video ended.
Oh, it did. All right, we're going to start it up again.
Yeah.
So hold on.
It only showed you. It didn't show me. Ari's been watching it on her phone.
Oh, I'm so Boca. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're good. Okay. No, we're good. Ari, we're good on my page. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so she's good.
We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep talking.
Yeah. She's going to go get Captain Skip, tell him where we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it on the Boca page and it didn't pick up your side, but this is on my my regular page, so no problem. So as far as what we were talking about pricing, I've seen the prices going up because there's a lack of inventory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are, there's going to be a few, $250,000 lots with a building permit in Big Pine Key, on the canal. But truthfully, that's the house was going to sell for about $500,000 to $600,000 with a house. So, do the math and you're basically still at market value. Just the
Right,
house isn't there
exactly.
anymore,
Exactly. Well, it's an opportunity, for someone who
For
wants to
someone.
buy the keys.
Exactly.
Yeah, always.
Exactly.
There's always that opportunity, and the keys is a unique place, and
And
if
we
you
are
haven't
such a
ever,
small market.
you're a small market, and if you've never been to the Florida Keys, I think everybody has a favorite key that they have a sweet memory of or they're drawn to for a variety of reasons. And as a matter of fact, I used to stay down Lorna Cumbie a lot when my husband was traveling so much running a boat. And we ended up landing it with our place in Key Largo. And one of the reasons was because it was an easy trip from Boca. It was like an hour and 20 minutes, basically,
Right.
maybe an hour. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's an hour and a half from Boca. And we all have this routine too, and I think anybody who drives down from South Florida has a routine, which is we drive down, we pass Joe Robbie Stadium, which is Hard Rock Stadium now, and you get down to Florida City, you pull in a Burger King, you go to the bathroom, you get your fries, then you go over to Alabama Jack's. Have a cocktail. Oh no, I didn't say that either. Maybe you'll run into Kathy Lee or Hoda from Ocean Reef, and you come down to the Key West. So for us, it's like so easy. And then we day trip down to Islamorada now and Mirada and the other Keys. But I mean, you're down there. So how long have you actually been down in the Keys?
We moved from Miami to Key Largo in 1982. And we lived in a subdivision called Port Largo for 10 years. And then we shopped for 3 years to find an open waterfront property. And we found finally in 1990, found our bayfront property and moved in Thanksgiving of 93. Can't imagine living anywhere else.
Yeah, well, I've been in Boca for 40 years. I can't imagine living somewhere else, but my second home is Key Largo. So there you go.
There you go.
Let's talk a little bit about fishing because I think Skip's going to be coming up in a minute, right?
Yep. Skip, how long?
He says he has business to do.
Oh, he says he's just got a little bit of business to do and he'll be up.
Okay, so
if not, we'll walk down to him.
I was going to say you might want to walk down to him. So that way we can just get him and talk to him a little bit. But what I'm thinking is, if you want to walk down that way,
let's do that.
We can talk a little bit about how the storm impacted the fishing industry.
Yeah.
And
we'll let you see the view on the way.
Yeah. So we're moving.
We're moving. We're going to go down to the dock to catch Skip.
Yeah, catch Skip. We'll go to him. There we go. What a gorgeous view. And Whale Harbor always had that buffet, right?
It still has the buffet, but now with this new building, it's fantastic because it's like a conference center. You can have weddings, you can have Christmas parties, conventions, whatever you want.
That's awesome.
But they also have a wonderful restaurant outside and a really nice bar area outside.
Oh, I bet. I bet it's fantastic.
They were to the east of where we were.
Okay, got it.
I was just by the elevator. There's Blue Chip.
There was nothing more gorgeous than the Florida Keys water. I would say it's like Bahamas water, and it's just stunning to be able to be there really from where I live in under 2 hours, which is fantastic. So we're walking in to talk to Skip.
We're walking over to talk to Skip. Yep,
We're
exactly.
walking. We're walking. That's awesome. We'll
And
just
we're walking.
see what he caught today.
Yeah.
Hopefully he
See
caught
the
something.
bridge? Can you see the bridge above us? You know, this is
Yeah.
where the bridge bar was. That's all been
Right.
redone. So
Oh,
that'll
that's
be open
awesome.
again in, maybe about a month, Skip thinks.
Awesome.
Let's see what they
Well,
caught today.
I have some questions for him that my husband gave me to ask him.
Okay. Yellowtail today?
Oh, yummy.
2 sailfish that we clean tight on them, but both of them got away.
Oh, and 2 sails.
Nicely done.
Cool, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Skip is inside for right now. He'll be out in just a second.
How do you like did you say snapper?
Yep, yellowtail.
How do you like your yellowtail?
I'm sorry? Say again, Michele?
I said, how do you like to cook your yellowtail?
I like it pan fried. Just with a teensy weensy light batter of panko.
Oh,
And
yum.
I use mustard for the glue to keep the panko on the yellowtail.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
So are you liking the
I love it. Look at the birds. Look at the wildlife, you guys. Cue the birds.
Captain Skippy!
Captain Skip! Hey! Hello from Boca. He can't see me, but I can see him. Hi.
Exactly.
Hey, Captain Skip. How are you?
Hang on one second. I'm going to give Skip
Him the
my
phone.
earbud.
And the phone. Perfect.
And the phone. Hang on.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Awesome. This is such a great view, guys.
All right. Stick that in your ear.
Captain Skip.
Pointy end in. Here, hang on.
Thanks, guys. Happy wedding.
Woo!
Right, can you hear her?
I got it.
All right, can you hear
Hey,
her?
Captain Skip. Hey, how are you?
Are you on, Michele?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I do hear you, Michele. Yes, I do.
Hi, Captain Skip. How are you? You had a good day today, huh?
I am very well. Thank you very much. Sounds like you're a little distance away, but we could probably talk. We can probably get it.
I'll turn my volume up. How's that?
A little better.
Better?
Yes.
Oh, good. So I'm up in Boca. My husband is a captain up here. He gave me a list of questions to ask you.
Okay.
And first and foremost, want to know what's going on with the charter boat industry in the Keys, and can you give us a little update post Irma?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, charter industry, as we would suspect, is going to be off because we have a real shortage of rooms here, at least wise in the Islamorada area. But we're more fortunate than they are from the Marathon area south, and then Key West picks up again. But Key Largo's in full strength, and Islamorada is coming back. I talked to some people in the know yesterday, a dear friend of mine, Patty Stanley, and Patty says we're down about 620 rooms now in the this area here, where we were down 1,200 at the end of the storm, but we're halfway home. Let's put it that way.
That's fantastic news, actually, and that's just going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, which is good.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's freaking awesome. How many? Like, I know the boats had to move and go places. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on and how people can, get a charter boat right now and what the easiest way is, and a little information on that.
Yeah, well, the charter boats had, unfortunately, at Holiday Isle, they had to move the charter boats out. Of course, we all left our slips, and we all welcome come back except for Holiday Isle Postcard Inn. And they've done very little to that marina. I don't suspect that marina is going to be open anytime soon. 18 charter boats and 30 backcountry guides in here in the Islamorada area have all been displaced from Holiday Isle. And they're all over the place in the backcountry. There's some at Founders Park, and they're at Smuggler's Cove, and at Islamorada Fishing Club, and on and on. So those boys have been out, and they don't have any idea when they're going to be coming back this way. And kind of
Okay.
sad story, really. Really, I feel for them, and I feel very
Yeah.
fortunate I'm here at Whale Harbor.
Yeah, I know you have been in this business for 50 plus, right? At this point, 50 plus years you've been doing this.
Say that again, dear. I didn't hear you.
I said, I know you've been doing this for 50 plus years,
Oh,
right?
53 years in Islamorada. Yes,
53.
I've been in
There you
business
go.
53 years. I'm the oldest captain in the business in the Upper Keys. There's a couple in Marathon, a couple in Key West, and but up here I'm the senior captain. Yes.
You're seasoned.
I'm the seasoned senior captain.
You're a seasoned senior captain. So
Say
my
that
husband
3
has
times fast.
I don't think I can do that. Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
See, my husband, Captain Andy, wants to know what is Captain Skip? What has been biting?
What is biting? The sailfish are biting. We just returned from a half a day. We had 3 on, and the sailfish won the battles. Today we jumped them all off. Yesterday we had 4 out of 8 sailfish. The best bite right now in the Amrata area is sailfish. There's not a whole bunch more to catch. We anchor down and try and catch the yellowtail, and the sharks are so strong between Key West and
Really?
Key Largo that it's very difficult to keep a fish on the line right now. As quick as you hook one, the sharks are eating them right now. So we're very disappointing. So if you don't want to go sail fishing, the other thing you can do is yellowtail fish, and then of course you do that, then you're disappointed too. So we've been sticking to sailfish for the last week or 10 days, and I'd say
Well,
it's
that's that
pretty
time
good.
of year, right?
Very good.
Yeah, I love that. Well, if you look in the fall later, you'll see the sailfish on my wall here. The other question is, my husband says, what kind of music do you catch the most fish with?
Say it again, dear.
What kind of music do you catch the most fish with?
What kind of tackle?
Music do you catch the most fish with?
What kind of music?
Yeah.
I'm a 50s kind of guy. I do everything that came from the 50s, Ricky Nelson and Elvis Presley, and well, it's even before that. I'm a 50s kind of guy. I keep my radio on Sirius, and I sing and I dance and I entertain my clients, and we have a pretty good time. So.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. And I'm asking Alina this because I know you guys caught some yellowtail today. What's your favorite way of cooking your yellowtail?
What's it about the yellowtail?
What's your favorite yellowtail recipe?
My favorite yellowtail restaurant is take one of my favorite restaurants in town and let them do it. I don't think we've ever cooked the fish in my house. We take it to Alina Davis's if we want to eat any good fish. We don't cook any fish at home. I don't think we've ever had a piece of fish at home. We have some favorite restaurants in the Mirada area. They call it we cook to your catch, and they do our fish for us.
What are your favorite restaurants then for catching cooking your catch?
All right, here we go. Lazy Days is a well-known, very famous restaurant in Mirada. And the other restaurant I like up there by the high school, it's called Craig's for my fish. That way, I like all the restaurants for different reasons, but those are my 2 favorite for cook your catch, Craig's and Lazy Days.
For cook your catch. Oh, that's good to know. I don't think I've ever been to Craig's, but I've been to Lazy Days.
Yeah,
so,
very good.
And then I don't know if you want to share what it costs to go out for a half day and a full day on your boat. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, a half day up to 6 people, 4.5 hours is $850. And a three-quarter day, or something we introduced here a few years back, now that's $1,100. And a full day on this boat, this big, beautiful 50-foot Carolina sport fishing air conditioned boat, is $1,400 for 8 hours for up to 6 in a party.
Oh, I love it. And you know what? If you have never been sport fishing on a boat like this, you've got to do it. It is the most magnificent experience. And I mean, that's what my husband has done. And it's something that you just can't explain until someone comes on your boat, right?
Yeah. Can he sing and dance like I do?
Actually, he's got some moves, my friend. All
right, there you go. Then he'd fit in here with me just fine in Mirada, believe me. I'd love to.
When we come down next time, we'll swing by and meet in person because I know you're just world renowned, so we'd be honored.
Yeah,
I hear lake traffic. We'd be honored to meet you in person. So, well, that's what we wanted to talk to you about today, was a little bit about what the status of the fishing charters, is, and how people can get a hold of you and things like that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I've been here at Whale Harbor Marina, like I say, 53 years, and I'm up on the website at www.bluechiptoo.com, If you want to Google me, my name is Skip Bradeen. B as in boy, Bradeen, and I'm Googled pretty good. There's a lot of good stuff to say on the Google about me, so they say. So you can catch
On
me
the
either way.
Google?
On
Yeah, on the
Google.
Google, you're very well SEO. You're seasoned on the Google. Trust me. I looked you up.
Hey, yeah, you'll find them on. I'm up there with a lot of nice comments, so I'm told.
No, you really are because you're just so well respected in the industry. I mean, you know exactly what you're doing, and thank
I
you
hope
so
so.
much for jumping on today.
Yeah, well, yes, dear.
The flip phone? That's okay. I got Andy answer now, so we'll work on that, Captain Skip.
Okay, and Alina says, I want to let you know I'm one of the few captains in this world who still has a flip phone.
Well, you know, you can catch fish though, right?
You gotta do.
So there you go. So
Yeah,
who cares about the flip phone?
Old school, honey, old school.
We like that. Salt water in your veins. We love it. So thank you so much for jumping on with us today.
It's been my sheer delight, my pleasure. Thank you so much. And anything I can ever do, Alina's got all my information, okay?
She's been awesome. Thank you again.
All right.
Appreciate it. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Skip,
All right, Miss Alina. That was awesome.
Now, don't fall in the water because you got
I'm going to try not to fall in the water.
Right.
Well, my friend, I really appreciate it.
Right.
All right, she's up and off the boat.
Fun.
That was fun.
Thank you very much for thinking of me.
No, that was great. That was great. Well, I think we're pretty much coming to the end of our time, Alina.
That's great because my phone's almost out of battery.
Well, we'll work on that one too. We'll get you a portable one. But listen, I really appreciate your time today, and this is going to end up being on YouTube. It will be on the Boca channel, on Instagram, and a few other areas. So you can also, Alina will also have her, copy of it to download. And I guess our number one thing for doing this today is come to the Florida Keys, guys. Make your reservations. Spring break is around the corner. It's freaking freezing up north. What are you thinking?
Yeah, and we're above 60.
The Keys. Yeah, don't get into the Keys. If you've never been, trust me, you'll thank us later, right?
Right, absolutely.
All right, my dear. Thanks again.
Thanks, Michelle. You enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, guys. Links will be below in all the comments, so you can catch up with all of us.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.